testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Welcome, everyone, including those joining us online. My name is Judy, and I am your host today, together with Reverend David. Mike and Angelica are our music team. We're so blessed, and we are very happy you are here with us this morning.
Well, things are about to change, yeah, and aren't we glad? So a lot of the restrictions and everything are settling down, and so we are requiring masks right now. When we're up here on the stage, it's okay that we take them off, but right now we're still requiring masks because that's what the health department is asking us to do. But we're getting ready to really open everything back up, and we'll have our upstairs open on Easter. We're planning on doing a big grand opening. How symbolic is that? On Easter Sunday, symbolic of the resurrection. So anyway, we're looking forward to that. And anyway, so glad to have you here today. And Judy, I want to ask you to open us in prayer.
Okay. So I'm taking a prayer today from this book, Release and Renew for 2022, A Spiritual Practice for Lent. And this is from Reverend Paul Hasselbeck in his book called Point of Power. I am an expression of God. I am good, loving, and powerful. I am a point of power in the expression of God. When I remember the truth about myself, I can bring good forth from any situation, not separate from the allness of God, but as an expression of the allness of God. I can use any situation to bring divine order forth. In a sense, as God expressing, divine order is the highest good we can create out of the raw materials of life. And from 2 Corinthians, put things in order, listen to my appeal, agree with one another, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. Amen.
Thank you, Judy. Every Sunday, right after service, we do have a prayer chaplain available to pray with any of you that would like to have prayer. And we are opening up our upstairs for the prayer room. We have a little prayer chapel up there right behind the fellowship hall that we have up there as well, next to the kitchen. And so right after the service, Tim over here is our prayer chaplain for today. So if you would like to have prayer, please just go through these back doors and through the big community room there, and then you'll go to the elevator through the next doors and take the elevator up to the second floor, which is where we have our offices, and that door is opened, and you can just go right in and go all the way straight through, and the prayer room will be on your left. So we're delighted to start opening up, and what a perfect place to start opening is in our prayer room.
And we have a prayer request box right here with prayer request slips. And if you would put your prayer request in there, our prayer team prays over it for 30 days, and then we send the prayer requests on to Silent Unity in Missouri, and they pray over it for another 30 days. So there's always prayer going on here at Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. And also Silent Unity offers prayer support 24/7 for anyone who wishes to receive it. And their telephone number is 816-969-2000.
Well, now let's everyone stand up, and we're going to have our first song. Mike, what's
The first song today is The River Is Here.
Down the mountain we love to go.
and please remain standing for God is my source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Faith is my source, faith is my power, faith gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Faith gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, and you may be seated.
Thank you, Angelica. Thank you. Michael.
Beautiful. We have core values. We live in an abundant universe. In unity, we believe it is your birthright to be prosperous, regardless of who you are or where you may be. God's rich supply is all around you universally, as well as innately within you, as talents and abilities and ideas longing for expression.
But that rich supply and substance must be contacted and used. And your mind is your connecting link with it. Your attitudes, your mental concepts, beliefs, and outlooks are your connecting links with Spirit, with the Spirit's rich substance and your access to it. So Spirit can only do for you what Spirit can do through you by means of your thoughts and ideas which lead to your actions. And thus, prosperous thinking opens the way to prosperous results.
And we have a monthly affirmation. True prosperity lies in knowing Spirit as your unfailing source of abundance. Our affirmation for March is, I live in an abundant universe. The abundance of Spirit flows lavishly in me, through me, and as me into the world. I am blessed, and I am a blessing to all I meet. Will you repeat that with me, please? I live in an abundant universe. The abundance of Spirit flows lavishly in me, through me, and as me into the world. I am blessed, and I am a blessing to all I meet. And so it is. Thank you, God.
And now we have some special music.
There's a heart that will never turn away. There's a love that I know is here to stay. There's a peace that will fill the world one day, and it's all inside me. There's a friend who will always care for me. Every hour of my life be there for me. There's a strength that will always carry me, and it's all inside me. And I know I will find my way to the peace that is mine. All the love and the light I need, stay with me here inside. There's a faith that will see me through each day. There's a word that is here each time I pray. There's a song that will heal my soul today, and it's all inside me. There's a spirit divine and ever free. There's a light that will shine eternally. There's a dream of a world in harmony, and it's all inside me. And I know I will find my way to the peace that is mine. All the love and the light I need, wait for me here inside, inside.
Thank you so much, Angelica. That was beautiful. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. That was lovely. Who did that song?
No. I don't. We've been using this song at Unity for as many years as I've been involved, which is quite a few. Gordon Burnham is this goes back to 1977. Great song.
It's still a great song.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, welcome again, everyone. So glad to have you here. There were 3 friends who die in a car accident, and they all go to orientation in heaven. And so they were all asked, when you are in your casket and friends and family are talking about you, what would you like them to say? That was the orientation question. And the first guy says, I would like to hear them say that I was a great doctor of my time and a great family man. And the second guy says, I would like to hear that I was a wonderful husband and school teacher who made a huge difference in our children of tomorrow. And the last guy replies, I would like to hear them say, look, he's moving. I always like to open with something a little funny. I think laughter is a wonderful medicine, and we need a lot of that nowadays. For those of you who join us online, for those of you who join us here in person, and then there's people that will be watching this in our archives at some other date in the future. But everyone that's watching this, they're watching it because they feel, I believe you agree with this, that you feel something that is at the very core of your being, that there's so much more to life than we can see, that there's really a great mystery that we can't put into words, but we feel it. We feel our connection with that something that we call spirit, or we call God, or we call it by many names, but we feel that. And we want to know more. We feel like we can have a better connection, and we feel like if we have a better connection with that truth of our being, then our life will be majorly improved in all different areas. We here at Unity, our core values. It's nice to just let them be known, and we hope that we embody these and that you see this, but our core values are inclusive, open-minded, compassionate, spirit-filled, service-oriented, and abundant. Those are our core values. And so, no matter where you come from, what religious background, I mean, we see the good. We see that central truth in all religions. And there is that kernel of the truth and love that you can see in all religions. And the Unity co-founders, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, they were both truly open-minded and love to study about other religions and other types of spirituality. Actually, Unity in a way actually started as we consider our start date as 1889 with the publication of a magazine, and which they called Modern Thought. And it was a magazine dedicated to exploring spirituality. And this thing that we call God, this thing we call spirit. And our founder, Myrtle, had gone through a healing experience from tuberculosis. She had been given only some months to live, but she healed herself. And that was the impetus that Charles had to start this magazine exploring spirituality. How did this happen that she was able to heal herself? So Modern Thought was published, like I said, in April of 1889, and then it was eventually changed the name to just Thought, and then it became Unity Magazine, which is still in production today, and you can subscribe to that. But we do, no matter what color you are, no matter what, whether you're gay or you're straight or whatever you are, wherever you put yourself, you're welcome here. We are so glad that you have come here to explore spirituality with us and to tap into that presence that is within each and every one of us. So there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives, and we're part of that one. And we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe governed by spiritual laws. Jesus described God as spirit. He said, God is spirit. And spirit is invisible. I mean, no one's ever seen God, so we're talking about a force, a power, an energy. In Unity, divine mind is a great name that we use for this thing that we call God, this thing that we call spirit, divine mind. And we're like individual thoughts in the mind of divine mind. But all of Spirit's creations are spiritual. And we say that divine mind, which is our name for spirit, all creations are divine ideas. And earth, this manifestation here on earth is for us to manifest these divine ideas, make them manifest, to bring them into being here in this earthly realm. So we are the agents who have the privilege and the opportunity to take these divine ideas and manifest them on earth. So faith is my topic today. And faith is a divine idea. And within each of us is this wellspring of faith, readily available as we open our minds and as we open our hearts to our oneness, to our constant connection with Spirit. There is no point in time that we are not connected to Spirit, one with Spirit. Faith is one of our most important spiritual powers, and it's a power that we can develop and strengthen. And we do that. We develop and strengthen our spiritual powers, and faith being one of those, by using them and putting them into practice. So faith is a central theme throughout the Bible. And we read about the life of Jesus in the Bible, and we read over and over again how him talking about faith, and him living a life of faith. And he tells us that all things are possible for those who believe. And there's lots of healing stories in the New Testament. And over again, what you hear Jesus say is, your faith has made you whole. Your faith has healed you. Your faith has saved you. Your faith. The Oxford Dictionary defines faith as complete trust and confidence in someone or something. In my letter that went out this past week, I put out a letter with our newsletter every week. It came out Thursday, and we're going to be doing it on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays from now on. But in that letter, I said, how would your life change if you truly had complete trust or confidence in your true self? Your true self, that part of you which is fully human but also fully divine. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and the spiritual part trumps the human part. So tapping into that faith within you that knows the truth of who you are brings with it the freedom and power to truly live a life of purpose, and in turn become an agent of transformation. And that is what we're here. That's what we are all about here at Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. We are about transformation. Our mission here is to inspire and empower spiritual growth, to awaken us and transform our world. And another point I repeated again in my letter was that a transformed world can only be ushered in by a transformed people. People who know the truth of who they are, and live from that truth. You are the human components that allows the good of Spirit, the love of Spirit, the wisdom of Spirit, and the peace of Spirit to flow into the world through you. In Hebrews 11:1, the Apostle Paul wrote, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." In the New Testament version, it's now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, has a lot to say about substance. And in Dynamics of Living, which was a compilation of some of Charles Fillmore's most influential teachings, he wrote, God is substance. And then he goes on, he says, this does not mean matter. Matter is form while God is the formless. The substance which God is lies back of all matter and all forms. And then in Revealing Word, another small booklet that he wrote about concerning metaphysics, he goes on to say that substance is the divine idea of the underlying reality of all things. Substance is everywhere present, pervades all things, and inspires to action. It underlies all manifestation and is the spiritual essence, the living energy out of which everything is made. Through substance, all of the attributes of being are expressed. It sustains and enriches any idea that is projected into it. Divine substance is our supply. Out of it, we form whatever we will according to our faith and understanding. By entering into the silence, acknowledging divine substance, affirming our faith in and oneness with it, we become conscious of substance. And we also become conscious of the truth of who we are. Charles Fillmore wrote a book called Keep a True Lent, which is a compilation of 40 different writings, articles that he wrote to be observed during the time of Lent, which we are in right now, which he believed Lent was a great time to deepen our spiritual understanding. And so he wrote a book about guiding people in the observance of Lent. And he described faith as the perceiving power of the mind linked with a power to shape substance. It is spiritual assurance, the power to do the seemingly impossible. It is a force that draws to us our heart's desire right out of the invisible spiritual substance. It is a deep inner knowing that that which is sought is already ours for the taking. And then he says it's the assurance of things hoped for. Linda Martella Whitsett wrote a book just a little while back called Divine Audacity, which is a book that I just last year finally picked up and read. And Divine Audacity is a modern take on Charles Fillmore's The 12 Powers of Man. And she says that faith is the power to make the possible real. I don't know, I really liked that definition, that faith is the power to make the possible real. And she says our very sense of reality depends on faith. It is the power that realizes, that is, makes real images held in mind. I mean, just think about it. I mean, our third unity principle is that we create our life experiences by the thoughts and the ideas that we hold in our minds, the thoughts that we focus on. And if you look at anything out here in the world, what you see is everything that you see in this room was first created as an idea. It came as an idea to someone. And then that idea became manifest through work and effort in every item that you see. It all starts with the idea. Musicians. I mean, if you read the lives of people like Beethoven, what you see and hear reading about them is that they hear this music. Literally, they hear it. They pick up on it, and then they write it down. It is in mind first. This is what we're talking about, God being divine mind. And all of its expressions are ideas. And then we are the ones that make them manifest. So faith, like all of our divine attributes, is always at work. We all have faith. We all use faith. It is innate. To understand faith, we need to be aware that it is always present. And as Eric Butterworth, one of our most popular Unity authors and ministers, he was the minister of Unity Center in New York City. It was so big that he eventually had to move to Avery Fisher Hall to do his services, but a very popular minister, a Unity minister, and one of our most well-known, some great books. But he says that faith is a factor of our consciousness, and faith is just as natural to every person as seeing. The question is, what are you believing in? Not that I don't have faith, but I have faith in the wrong things. We can put our faith in the wrong things. Faith is always at work. Canadian self-help author and lecturer Bob Proctor, you may be familiar with him, reminds us that faith and fear both demand you believe in something that's invisible, something that you cannot see, and you get to choose. So never underestimate the power of our beliefs. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, we can believe anything that we choose to believe, and we can make it real for ourselves. We can find all of the convincing proof of whatever we decide to believe on the internet. We can find it, and we can choose what we believe. So we are continuing to shape our world around us as a result of our consciousness, and also not only those things that we are conscious of, but also those things that are our unconscious thoughts that we're constantly, that are at work in the background. Those unconscious thoughts that we grew up with as we were taught as children and didn't know any better, and they're still lingering in there. But reality is a mirror that reflects our inner world. And our world is a reflection of all of our thoughts. You know, my favorite quote of Henry Ford is, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." And that is so true. So our attitudes, our beliefs, and our thoughts that we hold in our minds do determine the experiences of our life. Again, Eric Butterworth, you know, for him, he said the dynamic of faith was not faith in God, but faith from God. Butterworth was always pointing out that when we talk about having faith in God, we automatically direct our attention consciously or to something outside of ourselves. On the other hand, faith from God, or spirit, begins with the basic premise that we live in spirit. We move in spirit. We have our being in spirit. Spirit is the foundation or the ground of our being. And our spiritual work is to center ourselves in that consciousness and then believe from that consciousness of who we truly are. As Butterworth points out, he says, we're not believing in an abstraction, we're not believing in an intangible, we're aligning ourselves with the truth of who we are and living from that truth, trusting in that truth, and knowing from that truth. So I return to the question that I asked earlier. How would your life change if you truly had complete trust and confidence in your true self? Fully human, fully divine. Tapping into that faith within you that knows the truth of who you are brings with it the freedom and the power to truly live a life of purpose, and in turn to become an agent of transformation and to be the light that Jesus said that we are meant to be in the world. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. So I want to go ahead and just bring that to a close. And let's take this into meditation. So I'm going to invite you to relax, and we'll just spend a little bit of time in meditation. So just sit in your seat, relax, and open your hearts and your minds to the presence of Spirit, that Spirit that dwells within each and every one of us. And we take a couple of deep breaths. And with each breath, we relax a little bit more, and we bring our attention fully to this present moment. And if any thoughts pop into our head, and they frequently do, we just note them and let them go. There's no need to hold on to any thought right now. We are resting in this, just resting in this space. So today I honor my faculty of faith. Whether it's as small as a mustard seed or as large as a mountain, faith is the energy that carries me forward. Faith opens my heart to knowing that I'm worthy of all good things, including more love. When events around me seem overwhelming, when worry and doubt darken the landscape of my mind, I call forth faith. And in prayer, I affirm that faith will see me through. In meditation, I picture a reservoir of faith that I can easily draw upon. So faith fills me with trust and confidence, and it lightens my load. Faith expands my awareness to recognize the presence of Spirit in every person, place, and circumstance. It reminds me to trust in my abilities and believe in myself, knowing I'm always, forever supported by the divine. Faith uplifts my thoughts and words to create a brighter picture. And it reminds me to be open to divine guidance and intuitive knowing and spiritual nudges. And it aids me in knowing that from a divine perspective, all is well. So I invite you to just sit here in your seat for just a little while as we spend some time open and receptive in the silence. So as we bring our attention slowly back to this present moment, we remember as we go forth this week that substance is everywhere present. It pervades all things, and it inspires us to action. Divine substance is our supply, and out of it we form whatever we will according to our faith and understanding. And by entering into the silence, acknowledging divine substance, affirming our faith and oneness with it, we become conscious of the truth of who we are. And so it is. Amen.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the musicians today. That's such a beautiful song. It's one of my favorites. You know, before I came to Unity, I didn't know it's all inside me. You know, I thought it was something outside of me. Then, you know, when you know that, then you can practice that and you're aware of it. So thank you so much for that song. That was beautiful. And Reverend David, I really loved your talk today. I love hearing about the background of Unity. You know, the Fillmores, who were really just ordinary people, but brought forth extraordinary truths. And they're truths, and you know they're truths because you can use them in your life. You can practice them. I know I've done it myself. So, you know, they're just so beautiful. And we're always working with substance. It's something that I can listen to for a long, long time. I love about substance, how we co-create with God. I write all this down because I'm so excited. We've got these divine ideas that flow, and everything exists in pure potentiality. That's what's so beautiful. It's just all there. It's a matter of, you know, getting into the flow of it, opening up to it. So practical Christianity, love it, love it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, and I also want to thank Kathy today for being the whole video team.
Thank you, Kathy. I lost my place.
Okay. Number 11.
Number 11.
Uh-oh.
There we are. Okay. Oh, okay. It's time to let us take the time to look at and take to heart our vision, mission, statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
We have a global vision. Will you please speak it with me? A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission. Will you say that with me?
We inspire and empower
spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Let's say that together. I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. So we have a few announcements. For the time being, due to health concerns and safety guidelines, we will not be serving snacks or beverages after our service. However, feel free to visit with each other afterwards, but please be mindful of wearing your mask properly and keeping socially distanced.
Well, we are going to start doing some water and some snacks next week, so in the large room, community room right here. And eventually, like I said, we're looking forward to Easter when we'll have our potluck upstairs. So do join us for conversations right after the service. Give us about 10 minutes, and then we'll meet over here if you have any questions or would like to discuss anything that you've heard, have questions, that's what Conversations with the Minister is for. So we do invite you to stay for conversations. And also, we will be providing it on Zoom with those people online. And we project them up here on the screen so we can see who's there and joining us online. So anyway, it's a great time to get to know each other better, and we'd love to have you.
If you haven't renewed your membership for 2022, you can go to our website, or the paper forms are also in the foyer, and place your completed form in the love offering box, which is located right there.
Next week I will be speaking also, and my talk title next week is Divinely Guided. So I do invite you to come and hear that.
So we have many spirit groups, which are little classes where we learn things, very interesting, and they're going on throughout the week. So we invite you to check it out.
So, by the way, our newsletter, make sure you look at it. We have lots going on, and I was just looking at the newsletter. We have 17 pages in our newsletter. So, we're doing a lot of things in conjunction with Unity Kitchener, with Unity Ottawa. I mean, with the power of Zoom, we can join forces and share each other's classes, and that's exactly what we're doing. And it's been really very nice doing that. So we do have a new workshop. It's going to be a book study that both Dr. Ken Hart and Sean Sharkey are going to be doing that. And it's going to be starting up here pretty soon. So do check that out on our website. You have to go to their Facebook page to register. It's called A Gentle Path of Mindful Self-Compassion. So Dr. Hart and Sean is himself a trained social worker. And it's going to be a workshop that's going to really go deep for loving yourself, okay?
And we're having a games night, a virtual games night with Unity of Ottawa and Kitchener and the Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake. Where's that?
In Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
On Friday, March 18th, which I guess would be next Friday.
It is next Friday. So
Check out the newsletter, and you'll
Yes.
get the details and the registration link.
Right. Anyway, it should be fun. And again, we are opening up our prayer room upstairs, and if anyone would like to have prayer, Tim over here will be glad to pray with you, and he will be up there right after service. He'll be going up that way, and if you would like, again, through these doors to the elevator to the second floor, and then just walk right through all the way to the end of that hall, and the prayer room is on your left.
So all of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by your generous donations. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous support. We've created many easy ways to donate, which you can find on our website. For those of you here today at our live service, for safety concerns, we will not be passing an offering basket as we normally would.
So we do have the love offering box right over here by the foyer. And so as you leave, if you have a love offering or a donation, we gratefully accept those and appreciate them very much. So thank you for your support. Okay, so now I'm going to invite you to stand up as we begin to close our service, and we're going to close first with our love offering prayer, which Judy will lead, and then we're going to sing the peace song, and then I will close with the prayer of protection.
So let's raise our consciousness to our offerings and put our heart focus on that. Let's say this together. Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us.
I am light.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am love.
The power of God protects us.
I am power.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am presence.
Wherever we are, God is.
I am divine.
And my friends, you truly are. Thank you so much for being here. So glad to have you here. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And do stay for conversations.